hope you're ready. I'm going to bring you in on the chat and I'll give you a little chance to introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. Everybody, please, if you don't know, you will know after today, all right? The fabulous Surelle. She will be with us shortly. Here she comes. Making sure all of our internet connections are... Oh, see, I knew.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
How are you?
I'm doing good now. Now that I did a little fix up, you know. Did I not?
You need no fix up, honey. You're perfect.
Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. Tell that to my mirror.
You are stunning.
Bless you.
I love the blonde hair.
Thank you. Remember, guys. Remember what I said before. Look how flawless. Look how flawless she is. Look.
Y'all gotta stop this.
I told you she was gonna come in here looking.
Do you know what? I'm wearing pajamas. This is PJs. I'm wearing PJs.
You see, even the PJs look like something.
Something's happening with the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me?
Oh no, are we breaking up? I can hear you perfectly.
Are we breaking up?
I can hear
you. As long as you can hear me, we're good. Okay. No, it's just basically I'm wearing pajamas, but I did my face for you tonight. So I said, what a rude guest without makeup. I had to bring my face.
Listen, I'm sure your skin is just as flawless without makeup as well. I know you got some
tricks. I've been tanning. Can you not tell? Honey, I've been tanning in the sunshine.
I make you right.
Do you know what? I'm so glad we're doing this tonight because it's so nice to have company because I've been with my boyfriend every single day for like 4 weeks now and I don't know, I'm going crazy. I need to have some.
Yeah, other humans. Hi, I get it.
I think the Wi-Fi is actually delaying us. Something's going on. I can't hear you.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Guys, in the comments, let us know. If at any point you can't hear either one of us, let us know. We might jump out and jump back in again. All right? So
how does Instagram do this? What's the point of this if it doesn't work properly?
Well, you know, everything rolls back to coronavirus.
I need to have like my own router just for this conversation, honey. I better call BT, be like, hello.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, all you fabulous people, I want to introduce the fabulous Surelle.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, I am Surelle Stevens. I am a trans woman, as you can tell. I am... No? Well, I'm a trans activist, so I'm fighting for transgender rights, human equality, and I'm just here to make the world a better place for people like me and people who aren't like me, because I feel like it's important to kind of bring that message and kind of convey that. And I wasn't always at peace and happy with myself, and I made some of my mistakes, and my mistakes put me in dark places, but I'm here to share my story and to educate people. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna dig right into everything. But let me just.
I'm very good. I'm not good at intros, so whatever you want to ask me.
All right, so you're first of all, you said I'm a trans woman. I'm sure you can tell. Girl, please.
Girl,
listen. I love the fact that we're here having this conversation because there are a lot of people that are in this conversation, that are in this chat right now, and they may not know who you are. They would have had no clue, right? Would have had no clue whatsoever. So thank you for being honest. Thank you for letting everybody know. But it's not something that's apparent. It's not. And I think that's probably a misconception that people have about the trans community, that you can instantly tell, oh no, look at the jawline. Oh no, I can see this. Oh, and it's not always so. It's not.
I appreciate that. I've learned that being honest sets you free, and we'll get to this. I wasn't honest for many years, for 27 years of my life.
Hold that thought.
So my intro now lies with I am Sorel, I am transgender, and I'm the woman I want to be. So that's how I started. But thank you for that.
Don't get me wrong. I love it, and we're gonna delve.
I got a whole night with you.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay. All right. So, I mean, look, I've been watching all that circle.
Say the white
I know, right? So I've been watching you secretly, over the last couple of, like I say, at least you've been in my peripheral for at least maybe 2 years now, where I kind of, I've seen you about, not actually come up and said, hey, right? But I've been watching. And recently we were both at the same event, and you were a guest speaker at this event. Would you tell everybody what you were on the panel? Can you tell everybody what you did?
So Living Free was the event that me and you met, and you guys came, and we had such a great evening. So Living Free is a platform for Africans in Europe to kind of shed light on what's happening in our world and in their world. So, for example, they chose me to be a speaker, as I'm a voice and a pioneer in the trans world here in the UK. So I was sharing my experiences and my advice, and kind of having a debate with all the other guests who are doctors, philanthropists, and other LGBT members who are from Africa, for Africa. Does it make sense?
Yes.
We all share our stories. We come together. We educate people. We have a debate, and we kind of Africa by we live in the Western world, but we still proudly in Africa that there's still, it's illegal to be gay. There's gay rights. There is not gay rights. There is anti-gay law, which means it's not safe for them to be gay. If they can go to jail, they can get stoned, and that is just outdated. Like that, this law needs to go. So that's why we do these things.
And I just think this is why I wanted everybody to kind of know exactly where I saw you personally, simply because there are different sides to you. Right, there are, everybody has so many different sides. We're all like onions that we can peel on different layers, right?
How do you better peel me?
And I think it's important for us to also talk about, some of the activism work, some of, the community work that we do. And I thought your presence on that panel was needed, and I thought it would be. I thought it was good to highlight that, you're not somebody on social media. There's more to you. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you so much. And I appreciate that. And the reason why I started using my voice is because I just felt like before I set myself free, and I'll come to this again, I didn't have a voice because I put myself in the closet, because I silenced myself because I wanted to be like everybody else. But then the minute I realized and took on that responsibility of speaking about my transition, speaking about my sex change, sharing my life, is the moment I became an advocate for people like me. Because there's loads of people out there who want to take this step, but they're not brave enough. And if I can have a voice and have my platform and share it, why not? And that's why I did it.
This is it.
And
this is it.
I'm starting to create my own avenue.
Visibility. That's it. This is what's important. Visibility. That word.
Yeah,
so important. Right. It's one of those words that we forget how important visibility and just it is really important that we're visible, because there are youngsters below us that are coming up, and the guidance that we can offer, it's second to none. It's second to none. Do you know what I mean? This is all we can do. All right.
So I feel like kind of like being an activist and doing charity work and being a.
All right. So what I would like to do, let's strip you back to the very beginning. All right. So you're in the UK now, right?
Yeah.
I can hear your accent. For those people that don't know, can you tell everybody where you're from?
All right, I'll give a little backstory. So yes, I am in the UK now. I'm British now. I've got a British passport, so that's fact number one. So I'm from South Africa. I'm from Pretoria. I grew up in Africa from 0 till 11. And while I was growing up there in South Africa, I was a young gay kid, I suppose, because I always knew that one day I can come to London and be this woman. So for me, the UK was me becoming a woman. It wasn't just me moving continent to continent. It was having a dream. And I always tell people it's so important to dream, especially at that age, because if I didn't have the dream, I wouldn't be sitting here having this interview right now, you know? Dreams create other dreams. So living in Africa was very different because I wasn't allowed to be who I wanted to be. I remember being 7 years old and going to school for the first time, and the teacher telling me I can't use the girls' toilet. And I was like, why? Because at home, the toilets are the same. So why at school can't I use the toilet? And she's like, but you're not a girl. And I've never heard those words before because I was so confused. I thought
Hold on. Come on, Instagram.
Where was I?
It went. Right.
Hello?
Yeah, no, the signal's right. It's back. 7-year-old used the bathroom for the very first time. What do you mean? The toilets are the same at home. We don't have girls' toilets and boys' toilets at home. Carry on. Oh, no. Instagram, sort yourself out, please. We've got interviews to do. Although I have to say, where you have frozen, you look fabulous. There's pictures where one eye's going this way and one eye's going that way. Oh no, it's fine. Excuse me. It's fine. What we will do is we will continue the chat. And hopefully we can get Sorel back into the chat. Let's try again. Instagram, you will not defeat us today. You will not defeat us. She's on her way back. So no. Thank you. I know the Wi-Fi. One of the flaws of everybody being at home right now, because that's it. Everybody's at home, everybody's plugged in, and it's just not, it's too many of us on the system right now, way too many. Well, as we wait for Sorel to come in, right, let me let you guys know of some of the things we've got coming up. We've got interviews lined up.
Hello.
Ooh, we are back. I should have started talking about what we had lined up ages ago. Perfect. Are we back? I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. We can hear you. We can see you. We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me and see me?
I think we all can.
All right, let me get back to what I was saying. So as a kid, growing
There we go.
up in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah? Am I live, everybody? Am I back?
Live.
Ladies and gents, I do apologize. We just moved into a new home, and the new home, the Wi-Fi is just not doing it. I need to call somebody. Yes, let's get back to this. So growing up in Africa, I went to school, and the first experience of school was a teacher telling me I'm not a woman. I can't go to the female's toilet. And that was so traumatic. Like, it just wasn't a good experience. And that was my first moment of being anxious, actually depression, sleepless nights. Those are the first memories of my mental health, actually. Of like my clear understanding of what mental health is.
So outside of the home was complete shock. At home was...
Oh, bliss. Do you know what? I grew up with my grandmother in the 90s. I won't tell you my age, girl, but I grew up in the 90s with my grandmother, and she was so cool. She used to buy me Barbie, and she used to buy me women's clothes. And on the weekend, I could wear my women's clothes because on the weekend, I can be anything I want to be, she said to me. She said to me, Friday after school, honey, you be who you want to be. But that's because my grandmother had drag queen friends in the 70s and the 80s. So my grandmother was very open. I was very lucky. But when people would come, like if my uncle would come, she'd be like, all right, we had a regime. Pack up, throw it off, throw it in the wig, you know. So it was a fun childhood. I had a very blissful childhood. I really had a good time, but it taught me how to lie. It taught me how to lie and kind of become... I think I was ahead of my time, and that wasn't good for me because I think my experiences kind of robbed me from being a kid.
I get it. Consistently. thinking about other people's views and stuff rather than just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. All right, well, you know what? Can we just say kudos and shout out to your grandmother, because
thank you.
to have somebody who is your caregiver to actually support you. A lot of us coming out, whatever it is, whether we're bi, gay, lesbian, trans, a lot of us don't have, that's the fear of coming out because of not having those family members around. So kudos to you. So you came to the UK for...
Yeah, I was 11. I came here when I was 11. So secondary school. Oh, yeah, let me continue. So I came here for secondary school. And obviously, secondary school is quite a big step. And obviously, I was a foreign kid with an accent. It was just really a scary time. And obviously, I was different as well. And I was allowed to be this different kid. So I was thinking, oh, my God, when I come to the UK, I don't have to hide anymore. I can kind of just be who I want to be. And in saying that, it's like, when I came to meet my mom at 11, it was a big shock because it wasn't like that. It wasn't what I dreamt about. Because in the UK, times wasn't ready for that either. Gay marriage just about became legal. So it wasn't an easy time for people either, for people to understand who's this boy who wants to be a girl? How does this work? This child's from Africa, It was so much different titles and so much barriers. But I never gave up because I always believed that England is my dream. England was my dream, and now I'm in my dream. So from 11 to 15, it was quite tough. I was a very different person to who I am now. I was very shy, believe it or not. Go on, have you got a question?
No, you said you were shy. I mean...
I was very shy.
To be honest, I can believe that.
Yeah, I can believe
that. Because you tend to find your voice, people find their voices in things, and it's like, hold on. Weren't you the one that was in the corner, quiet and...
Do you know what had happened to me? So let me get to this event. There's so much things I could share, but it's so long. We need like a whole hour with me. Mm-hmm. We should record something for YouTube.
Well, let's do this.
I would love to. But yes. So then in year 9, I remember I used to get bullied, right? So I remember, in year 9 when you go on these school trips and summer holidays.
Yeah.
And then one of the bullies decided to start with me. So I said, okay, we're outside school now. I'm going to teach you a lesson. So boy, did I teach that kid a lesson. Oh, my goodness. I won't go into the details because it might get me incriminated. But I taught that kid a lesson. And when I came back to school in year 10, honey, I was a cool kid, okay?
Right.
Because now I wasn't the gay kid anymore. Now I'm the kid that can beat you up.
The cool kid. So again...
that can beat you up. So what's up?
Again, even then... maybe a slight shift in acceptance again with some people at school, because again, you wasn't the gay kid, you was the cool kid. It kind of shifted a little bit. It
100%.
shifted.
And then my friends change. And when your friends change, you change.
Yes.
And you know what? Kudos to my friends, because I've still got my same 5 friends and the funny thing is we was all weirdos in year 7 and year 8 and year 9. And then all of a sudden in year 10, everybody became the person they wanted to be. I remember I went to therapy and my therapist said to me, because obviously I'm from Africa, my mum didn't understand what I was going through. She couldn't really identify. My mum couldn't help. She wasn't my grandmother. I live with my mum now, so my mum used to send me to therapy. And then my therapist would tell me, you know what, once you're 14, you can do what you want to do. Because in this country, I think when you're like 14, they kind of like see you as like a semi-adult. I can't remember the word, adolescent or something. So she's like to me, now you can become this woman you want to be. You can do it. She basically just she inspired me. She gave me words of wisdom. She just made me strong.
I just think that...
and telling my mum, do you know what? Today?
No, go ahead. Carry on. I cut you.
Okay. Can everyone hear us on the live? Is everybody here? Can they hear us? Yes. Wait. So, and then when I was 14, I grew my hair. And then I said to my mom, I'm going to have braids. And then when I got braids for the first time, my goodness, my life changed, honey. Like I never felt more feminine or more like a woman than I ever did in my life. So that was the beginning of me, of Sorel. That was the birth of Sorel, yeah.
The birth of Sorel.
Yeah, that's the backstory, yeah.
That's the backstory. All right, let's put a pin in the backstory because I'm sure we're going to go back to this at some point. Let's roll forward. Most people tend to. All right. So as I said, I met you at an event, and I've seen a couple of your videos. Actually, that's another point. So, in doing research for our talk today, there was a particular quote that I wanted to pick up on, and I got the quote. However, the video was gone. What happened?
Oh, the video with me and my boyfriend.
Yes.
So basically what had happened was, guys, so I'm in love. As you guys can see, my life has changed. God has given me a wonderful man, and I've become a queen, and he's a king. So our love is beautiful. Love conquers all. So basically, in the video, there was a few things said and a few things that wasn't really, people thought it was inappropriate. So I had to delete it and re-edit, and now it's back on. It's back on again.
Right.
The video, because I think not everybody was ready for this, and I feel like it's a very sensitive time, so I was respecting the people because it was people who I care about. So, but the video is back online, so please watch the video, subscribe, Surelle exclusively.
Amazing. I'm so glad you cleared that up, because I was like, what happened?
There's more videos coming, baby.
Well, this is what people need. People need, again, visibility. All right, so there was those videos, and then we can't, look, there's no way I can sit and have a chat with you without us talking about your ZZ Mills interview. There's no way we can't. We have to, because if anything, people outside of our community that don't know who you are, that may have been, again, first glimpse at Sorel.
Do you know what? Let me tell you something real quick. A lot of people think ZZ Mills was my first break. It wasn't. I done a show called Showreel. Have you seen Showreel London?
I was racking my brain, because I was like, no, there was something else that I have seen with Sorel before this. So yes, I know I have. So yes.
Yeah, it was Showreel. And Showreel actually did amazing on Amazon. We're coming back for season 2. It's going to be epic. So I done that first. And that's why I met ZZ. So me and ZZ kind of knew each other. So then when, I suppose I need to tell you what happened. So basically, last year, July, August, I was very depressed. I was very sad. Guys, this is another backstory. My life is filled with stories, because I feel stories bring you understanding and healing. So I like to share it as a story with people, so then they can really relate to who I am and where I've been and where I'm going. Is that all right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's okay?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So when I was sad and depressed, I just didn't know what I was going to do in my life. I was dating somebody. He found out. Then he said to me, he's going to blackmail me. And obviously we've exchanged nudes. And then he was like to me, and kids don't send nudes now. Then he was like, oh, I'm going to blackmail you. I'm going to tell everybody. I was like, oh my God, how can this happen to me? I've lived 25 years of my life. Nobody knew. I was just like, it was just really scary. So obviously the police got involved. And then while I was going through all of this trauma, I thought to myself, how can I put myself in this? Like, I don't need to be in the closet. I don't need to be afraid to tell people who I am. Being transgender is nothing to be afraid of, honey. If anything, it's something to love and to celebrate.
Right.
But because my mind wasn't right, and that's why it's so important to have your mind right. And then, listen, I quit my job. I left everything in my old life behind, and I started my life again. I went on YouTube. I created an account. I said, listen, this is my story. This is who I am. And then it got picked up by the blogs. It went crazy. It was a viral sensation. I was all up. I could not believe what had happened. I was just going to make this for my 20 followers. My goodness, my life changed overnight.
Yes.
Like it was fun, but also very traumatic, because I got a lot of abuse. And that's what I want to talk about, transphobia. And I got a lot of stigma and hate for some reason. And I'm thinking, I done this to set myself free. So my intentions will always be that I set myself free. People are like, oh, Instagram comes with that. But no, I didn't come here for your opinion, because I've had that for 25 years. Yeah. Now I'm free. So that's when ZZ came in. ZZ knocked on my door, and ZZ was like, oh my God. I had like 10 options. But because I knew ZZ, I went with ZZ. Yes. And the other options, they were trying to exploit me. You know how these... let me teach you guys something about entertainment, especially in this country, especially for people like us of our skin tone. When you're black, they like to exploit you. And they wanted to exploit me, but for free. So I said, excuse me. If you want me to come on your platform and share my story, there must be some money involved, because first of all, security costs money. And second of all, my whole look costs money. because it's true. So I went with someone who I could relate to, and I felt like if I give Zizi this interview, her people might change their negative stereotypes of me. Right. So for me, again, I come in education, and I wanted to bring a freedom again, because I feel like if I could do that in front of her audience, which is predominantly black males or young females who don't know about the trans community, I've done myself justice.
Right.
And that's why I did Zizi. So questions about Zizi, let's go.
All right. So on a whole, because I know you said you got some backlash from other things that you've said. My God. Right. So how do you feel the whole interview went? Like, looking at with hindsight, how do you feel the whole thing went?
Do you know what? I feel like the whole thing, at the beginning, it was a good thing. But I wasn't ready to be so public. I didn't know the gravity of what I was stepping into. Right. But I always had a good cause, and I always felt like, do you know what, Sorel, you could change something. But I was thinking maybe 10, 15 people. This was going to reach bigger and higher than I expected. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like when I got there, we had such a good time. It was a good time. Mm-hmm. And then when the story came out, the way it was kind of edited and the way I was portrayed wasn't what the consensus of this was. And they knew that. I went on that show for a reason. And for me, I kind of felt like that was a bit tainted. And I also feel like in some of her questioning, Zizi was wrong. But obviously, that's her job. I get it. But I think that there's a way to do things. But if I could do it differently, I would do some things differently. Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the things. I think I had to rewatch the interview because the first time I watched the interview, I was like, yeah, I'm there. And then there was something that the way it came across, I felt like, But then when I rewatched it again and I listened to everything you said, there was something you said at the end. So for those of you who haven't watched the interview, there is a part where, Sorel, you talk about tricking guys.
Yeah, tricking men.
Tricking men and not telling them before you're intimate with them that, you know, and also as well, can I just ask, in those circumstances, was it that you was pre-op or post-op in those circumstances?
Well, even in the video, I said I used to like trick men, and it's I'm not proud of it. And when I explained it to Zizi, it wasn't like, I trick men, let's go trick men, Merry Christmas. No, I thought that this was something I regret. It was something of my past. It's something in the past. This is not what I do now. But obviously, the edit doesn't look like that. The edit looks like, this is what she does. That's her life. That's her CV, period. But no, yes, I was a boy when I tricked them. I wasn't even a woman.
So I think that's definitely, I'm so glad that I watched it again, because I even had a debate about it. I had a debate about it earlier, and the debate got quite, it was a good debate, because I was like, well, you know, and for me, I'm so glad, again, I watched it back, because there was something you said that wasn't highlighted as much as the rest of the conversation. And it was, there was, I think I actually wrote it down. You said something about, about being mature. I've matured. And I don't think that was highlighted enough, because it was so towards the end of the conversation that it would have been missed. Yeah. And so I just wanted to clarify that, yes, that was something that you did in the past.
That's not who I am now. And that's not something I'll always regret that. I'll always suffer the brunt from that, because mentally it wasn't easy for me to do these things either. And it takes two to tango. I always tell people, I now know the mistakes I made, and I'm trying to fix them daily. So I've healed, and in healing comes the truth, and that's why I'm speaking.
No, I love it, because, you know, when you have an opinion on something, and it's so good to actually go back and let me clean canvas, and let's try again, and let's look at it with fresh eyes. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad, because like I said, it's not something you do now. And can we talk about why you felt you had to do that?
All right. So I can answer that. That's a very easy answer. trans women are quite sexualized, and men sexualize trans women all the time. And when I was young, I didn't feel loved, and I didn't even love myself. So how the hell can someone else love me? And that's why I did it, if I'm honest, because I didn't respect myself and I didn't respect men because of my experiences with men. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it wasn't just I woke up one day and decided I'm going to go trick men. No, clearly I went through something traumatic, and trauma causes us to do crazy things. And there was something I did in my past, and it was my crazy thing I did, and I regret it. And I'm deeply sorry if anyone has been offended or if anybody feels some type of way, but that's the past and I can't fix that. I can only be me and be present in who I am today.
Well, again, I think thank you for even having that thought, because you talking about that now, that might be the one thing that stops a 18-year-old trans girl from making a decision that they could then later regret.
Amen.
Because I'm sure with tricking, with when it comes to tricking, guys, I'm sure there was issues. I'm sure there were repercussions.
I mean, my life was in danger every minute, and that's why I tell my story, and that's why I went to Zizi, because I thought Zizi is an ally. She would tell my story in such a way that we could save people, but it wasn't that. I was for views, and I get it. It's the industry we're in, but for me, I just felt like I am not a rapper. I don't need it. This wasn't for my career as a rap artist. This was my real life, and this was going to really change people's real lives.
Yes.
And so I feel like that was lost in it, but that's why I'm doing it now myself, because I've learned you can't rely on someone else to tell your story. So now I'm telling my own story. So Zizi, whenever she's ready, she can come on my own show one day. Hello. You know, I'm the queen of reading now.
well, this is it. This is it. I mean, everything you just said, I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people. It's going to resonate with a lot of young people as well. And I know I'll go on a lot about the youth and the youngers coming up, but I have to look back at myself and think I would have come out so much sooner had there had been some visibility out there for people in the community. You know,
like
so
you coming out. Tell us your story.
My story of coming out. Which one? Which one? I had a few coming out stories. I had a few. All right. So the best coming out story I think I can give you is when I came out to my mum.
Oh yeah.
My mum was cooking, and I said, "Mum, you know that I don't eat meat, but I really like fish." And she went, "Okay." And I said, "Mum, I'm trying to tell you something here." And she said, "Move, pass me the seasoning." And I said, "But Mum, are you trying to go against the fact that I just told you that like I'm gay?" And my mum said, "Is that what you're trying to tell me? Move, I've got things to do." And carried on cooking. Yeah, and carried on cooking. For her, it was like, "And your point is?"
Did your mum know?
She must have known. She must have.
I've got a question for you. Do you tell people I'm gay, or do you tell people I'm a lesbian? What do you say?
It depends on whatever rolls out of my mouth.
Well, I feel like you, I had a few coming out stories because, first of all, when I was a boy, because in England, people are like, so if you're not a girl, then you're a boy, and if you're not a boy, then you're gay. I was like, what's the clear? I was like, because obviously in Africa, these things weren't spoken about. No one told me these things. I was like, yo, welcome to this life. And I never wanted to use that title gay. I just didn't want to be gay. I didn't want to be a gay boy. I just didn't like it. I just wanted to be me. And then I remember coming out to my mom when I was like maybe 12. I was like, "Mom, listen, you're not going to have grandkids. I'm not going to marry a woman. I'm going to marry a man. Get over it." And she was like, "You're crazy. You've got issues." And that's why I started going therapy. Because my mom thought I was crazy. And then I had a group of gay friends, and they were a bit older than me. So they kind of like, they would be like, "Yeah, we're so gay and we're proud enough." And I used to think, oh my God, like, I don't want to be a gay guy. Like, I want to be a woman. And they used to think I was crazy as well, because they're like, this is not possible. This can't happen. And then the second time I had to come out was obviously when I was like, become a woman. She was like, oh my God, my life. My mom just could not handle what was happening. So she always tells people she had to suffer twice. She always says it's like being shot twice. I'm like, oh gosh, shut up.
All right, I'm gonna be a little bit personal now. How is your mum now?
Okay, this is not personal order. I thought you can ask me any question. I'm very open. I feel like every time I open my mouth as a trans activist is to educate people, to set them free, and to let them know that we are alive and we're visible. So my mum now, we don't really have a good relationship, if I'm honest. Mm-hmm. We don't have a good relationship, not because I'm trans, but just because of our lifestyle choices.
Okay.
Like at the beginning, my mom didn't know what to do with me. Like I told you, my mom, I didn't grow up with my mom. So when I came to London, I had to get to know my mom at 11. And then
I know that story. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't, our relationship has never been good. But I just know her as my mother. So I feel like her approval was never something I seeked, my dear. Ever. No one's approval is I seek because I do it for me. And even because having a whole sex change going forward.
Can you say that again? I seek no approval from. Just repeat that whole sentence again. I liked it.
Yeah, her approval is something I never seek, my dear. Not from her or from no one.
I love it.
Because if I waited for the things that she was going to tell me or her advice, I would have never been a woman today. Yeah. Because when I was doing this, this was 2006 and 2007, people didn't know about trans. Trans wasn't a thing. A lot of people told me I was crazy. This will never happen. Like, if I listen to all those people, I call them dream killers. If I listen to every single dream killer, including family, friends, because they're the main ones, because they're the ones you listen to, because their opinions matter so much. But if I didn't gauge myself off, I always tell people I took that hat off and I decided, you know what, I create my own me. And it was a risk. And to be young and to be so alone is very scary. And I made many mistakes because of that. And that's why I couldn't forgive my mom for loads of the things that happened to me between 14 to 25. Because of that ignorance of her and my family, I made many mistakes. But then I also blame myself because now as an adult, I know that I was responsible for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So earlier we spoke about your boyfriend, all right?
Oh, he's actually sitting here.
Is he? Hi.
Yes. Hi. Everybody say hi to you, honey. All right, don't worry.
Good, well, maybe we can help. Maybe you can help, right? There was a quote, right, that on video that he said, and it was just so powerful. So powerful. And like everybody has to hear it. Right, the quote that you said was, "Love dies in the absence of respect." Now, that sentence right there is just like...
Say it again, girl. Say it again.
Right? Love dies in the absence
yes.
of respect.
I'm going to have a special guest for you guys. Owen, come on live.
I'm not going to I can sit in the background.
Okay.
Hear my voice.
Can you hear him?
We can hear him.
Okay, go on. What did you mean by that? Tell us.
What did I mean? I mean, it's the truth. It is what it is. You know, love cannot survive. Yeah, if two people don't even have the mutual respect for one another, once you start to despise the person you're sleeping in bed with, of course, you know, this is what happens. Love just dies, and that's what happened.
Wow.
After a long time of trying to save something that couldn't be saved.
Wow. Do you know what? Thank you for that. Thank you for coming on our live.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So,
thank you.
So what's the question around that?
Do you know what? It wasn't even a question. You kind of answered it already. It was kind of like, I like the statement. Could you guys kind of delve into a bit more? But he answered everything.
He answered it. Do you know what? I'm so lucky that I'm with a man who understands himself as a man, as a father, as a lover, and in the world. Because these are three different roles you have to play. And most men get it so confused. They play one role and therefore they fail. Get my book. Get my book. Get my book.
I love it. I love that. And I think everybody in the comments as well, they're like, we feel you, sister.
Thank you.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
I can see them. They're like, What she said.
Let me tell you something about love, yeah? What I've learned. In love, you have to be honest. And I feel like from a young age, we're not taught that. They teach us to, either they're going to teach you, a man's your king, you need to love him, cook, clean. Or they teach men, you need to court a woman, love her, protect her, all these dumb things, fairy tales. But in real life, it's not true. Everybody needs love. So my thing is love conquers all. And if I can't love you like you love me, then it will never work. And that's what I've realized now, being in love. For the first time in my life, at 27 years, I've finally found something that moved me. So that's my happiness. I feel love has made me grow up, and love has made me understand myself deeper than what I thought I did 5 years ago, you know?
And how amazing is it that you found love and you found yourself and you are able to let the world in on this amazing moment that you know, this time of your life that you're going through.
Wow, I love what you just said, let the world in this amazing moment. And you know what? The moment is so amazing and it's so big and it's bigger than me. And that's why I'm sharing it, because people need to see that trans girls, we are worthy of love, we deserve love, and we are love. So that's why I'm sharing my story. And I'm so proud of the man I'm with. He loves himself so much as well that he could kind of understand that this is my dream to set trans women free and other people free as well. And we're doing this to let people know that this is possible. And this is true. Right. That's the word. Right. This is true.
Right. This is it. And again, I just want to go back to that initial point. Anybody who didn't hear the very first comment that Sorel said, I am a trans woman, if you couldn't tell. No, you're a woman.
Thank you.
The trans bit comes after.
The trans bit comes after.
And I think in one of your interviews you said, you know, I'm Sorel first. Then
I am Sorel first. But now as an activist, I need to let people know, because now I'm out in public, so people expect it. So instead of people saying, oh, why didn't you say you're trans? So I just kind of give them the story before they give me a story. You know? So I'm still learning, and it's still new for me. Remember, it's only been like 9 months. So I'm also learning. I'm learning. That's the beautiful thing about life, ladies and gents, that you're allowed to learn. You're allowed to fail. And I never call them failings. What I mean by failing is you're allowed to take 2 steps back sometimes so you can know how to take a leap to step number 8.
Yeah, that run and jump. Can't take that run and jump on a step.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm learning how to introduce myself. How to introduce myself in every single thing I do. How to just use my story to kind of save someone else. Because it's one thing telling a story, but what's the next step? You know? And I'm at that next step now. I've told the story. So what's the next step? And that's where the activism comes in. And that's where all the campaigning and lobbying I'm going to be doing comes in. And the next step is showing people my life, because people want to see how this is possible. People have never seen it, especially in our Black community. People have never seen, there is Black transgender women, but they've never seen someone so open, so vocal, and so ready.
How do you, just something you said about the world, how are you finding people responding to? Do you find you get the same kind of response from people in the UK as you would perhaps in South Africa, or perhaps from other places in the world?
Let me tell you. So before I came out and I was transgender, my goodness, I was popping. My page was on fire. Yeah, because nobody knew. As soon as I changed my bio to transgender, my goodness, people would unfollow me. People would just be mean. People would write bad things in my comment. I used to have a social media manager who deals with all the negative comments because it was too much. Like, maybe just a month ago it stopped. Maybe like in February, all of that stopped. But for the last 6 months, my life was hell on social media. It wasn't easy. And I feel like a lot of people would come on my page and view my stuff, and I have engagement, but they won't follow me because they're not ready for a Black transgender woman to be as beautiful as I am and as bold as I am. And you know, a lot of people have inferior complexes. So when they see something bigger or better, they're afraid, but they're watching. So you know what? Then I changed my narrative, and I thought to myself, I'm new to this arena. So they're going to have questions and they're going to watch, but they're still watching, honey.
Yes, and they are. And let them watch.
Let them watch. But I've got no opinion on social media. Like I told you, I don't do this for social media. I just do it on social media.
Yeah, it's the platform, my platform. It's a platform.
Yeah, and I do it from my heart. Like, I feel like I know I'm strong enough to handle it. But at the beginning, it wasn't easy. Like I tell everybody, trolling is a serious thing. I had days where I'd cry. I had days where I wouldn't leave my house. I had to delete Instagram from my phone because it was too much. And then I realized, my goodness, I was before Instagram. How the hell can Instagram have me? How the hell? Yo, it's a real thing. Instagram had me, girl.
So, we are now we're dealing with this COVID-19. We're dealing with being locked up in quarantine. Luckily for you, I see that you have your boyfriend with you. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole lot of sanity that you get to hold on to. But what else are you doing within this time to kind of keep your sanity, to keep you grounded? What else are you doing? Give us some tips. A friend would like to know.
Like who? Oh, okay.
A friend would like to know.
Hey, friendship. Listen, what I do, obviously, me and him, we live together. So for us, it's a magical time. We're still in the honeymoon phase of living together. So every day is date night. And I feel like whether you're by yourself or with a partner or with family, make it special because every day counts in these trying times. My number one tip is just laugh a lot. I think laughing heals you. And I feel like that's what I like to do. I like to, even people must say my stories, I always make jokes out of it because it's funny. Now it's funny because I've relived it. Like we're in such a trying time. Like create jokes, make jokes, have fun, and eat a lot. I eat a lot. I like food. I think food brings you closer because food, you can share stories. And then you create new memories and moments with food. Cooking together. Yeah, we cook together. I've been cooking for him. And yeah. What else do I do in these trying times? Pardon? Oh, yeah, exercise. Oh, my God, I went jogging. I went jogging for the first time in my life.
How did you find that?
Oh, my goodness, exercise is not for me. Like, I wish I could just live. Let me tell you, girl. I wish I could live with my plastic surgeon. Like, I want to be healthy, but healthy is a mental movement.
Yes.
And my boyfriend, he won Ninja Warrior. If you Google him, he won Ninja Warrior, right? And he's a Ninja Warrior. So
I know that show. That show is serious.
Should I tell them your name? So he's a Ninja Warrior. His name is The Stuff. Type in The Stuff Ninja Warrior. He'll come up. And he's very...
Your views are about to go up because we're all going to go and have a look.
Yeah. He is physically fit. He is like... he's like Tarzan.
Yeah, no, that's pressure.
So I need to kind of like maintain myself and kind of keep up. Because in a relationship, let me tell you, it's all about the keep up, honey. Because you don't want a young bitch to come walk by and have a fucking six-pack out and be fucking jogging next to your man while you're the man. Because I'm about to go to jail.
Yes, I hear you. Yeah. I don't mind. Actually, come to think of it, as I'm not a gym person, but I don't mind. I will put on my leggings and go for my little run around the park. I managed to get myself to like 4K, and I'm like, me, 4K.
How are you dealing with your quarantine? What do you do?
The truth? I'm going crazy.
Why are you going crazy?
No, I am. For me, it's kind of like I realize being sociable is actually that physical contact with people is really important for me.
Really?
Really, really important. And also like, I'm like a naughty kid. The moment you tell me I can't do something, I want to do it.
So have you been outside since then?
I mean, I go for my walks. I go for my, I go for my essentials.
Essentials.
Right?
Get a tequila.
And I go for my, my 1 hour.
Okay.
Of exercise.
Yeah, go.
Right. Well, hopefully we haven't got too much longer to go as we start the conversation with saying it. They said another 3 weeks. And
well, I just hope COVID can just go because I feel like it's such a good time to do stuff. It's spring, summer's approaching. This is a good time for us to do things, man. We lived the cold winter. It was a terrible winter. Why is this happening to us? But you know what? It's also a good thing because I feel like this has brought people closer. I feel like this has made you realize who you are and who you want to be in the world. So I feel like if everyone takes their position and get running, and then the world will be...
Get running.
Get running, girl. Get running.
The one thing about this is Mother Nature is able to breathe right now. Mother Nature is doing bits. And it's very happy.
Can I have my C2O? But you know what? My next big thing is that I kind of feel like I give such good content, and you've seen my stuff. I give high quality videos, high resolution. I give 4K epic videos, and people like I don't understand what's going on. Why am I not on 100K? Why?
That's another reason why I asked you how you feel about your the audience that you have.
Because... Yeah, I didn't even get to answer. Oh yeah, let me finish that. And in answering this question is that people are watching But I'm not where I need to be. And for the stories I'm telling, my goodness, guys, I should be on 500K. I am breaking barriers and boundaries. I'm not even playing with you. And I feel like this hate needs to stop. And I feel like a lot of people in my Black community, they need to kind of realize that, my goodness, we should support this person. This person is brave enough to stand on this platform and suffer and go through ridicule and still have a voice, video after video. Like, my goodness, what do I have to do? Do I have to make a sex tape? I don't get it.
Well, you know what they say. But I think this is why it's important for us to have conversations like this, because most definitely everybody that has come through this live today now know who you are. Everybody now, I guarantee, they've all gone to check out Ninja Warrior too, right? They've all gone to check out your page on Instagram and YouTube. I guarantee it. So it's about being visible. Sometimes it takes people from abroad to pick up on something before people around you start to pick up on these things.
I hate that.
Right? But I will tell you, people are watching.
Thank you.
People are watching.
And I'm not going to stop. And like, I know I say I don't do it for the likes, but I don't do it for the views. But if people aren't using this in the right way, it's almost like, why am I doing it then?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's a lot. And obviously I'm doing, I can't even speak anymore. I'm doing season 2 of Sorel.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, stop giving all your content away because we want it. But then I'm like, if I give it to them again, then they'll tell my story. Can you see the things I'm going through right now? It's really hard. Like, and obviously I don't have a manager or nothing. I do everything by myself. All of this is really, it's a new world for me.
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to get it right. And I need support and I need people to be behind me, especially in my community, in the LGBT community, and even in the straight world and in the heterosexual world they live in. Like, why can't we all just function? And why can't we just appreciate? And why can't you guys teach me things and I teach you things?
Right.
And that's why I want to be. I just know that I deserve to be on a bigger and a better platform. And I'm tired of them on my page. I don't want 170,000 people on my page in 7 days and I've only got 4,000 followers. You guys should stop. No, I just realized I'm angry. I remember one time when I done it, I had 378,000 people in 378,000 in 7 days. And they didn't follow me. They were looking for me. They were looking for me they were looking for me back. Why did you follow me? Almost 400K. And my heart sank because I thought, my goodness, these people are crazy.
Well, this is the thing. If you posted a video of you just saying, why didn't you follow me? That would probably get you follows. That's the shock of the way social media works.
Maybe I should do a video tonight. Why didn't you follow me?
Who knows? This could go viral. Post this live, people. Repost the live. Let's see what happens. Let's get a movement.
Let's repost the live.
Let's repost the live. This is your challenge. Everybody who has watched this live, repost it to at least 3 people and ask them to repost it. Yes. Let's see where this goes.
People need to stop with that. Like, I can't be having 400,000 people watching, but none of them are liking. It's just too much. Like, I feel like I'm being raped. Like, girl, you can't just walk in and not pay. What's wrong with you?
This is it.
It's for free to like somebody's post. It's for free to comment.
This is it.
For free.
This is it. And
God, my eyelash is flicking. Oh God.
Can you just step back from the camera? Because like you're looking flawless. Like no matter where you go on the camera, you're looking flawless. You're up here, you're flawless. You're back here, you're flawless. Like this is not right. It's not fair.
Honey,
I told you guys. Sorel gonna come on here looking absolutely gorgeous, looking flawless.
Really? And you know what? Let me tell you guys, looking good comes from the inside. I've learned that. Because when I wasn't well, I wasn't looking good, trust me. And now that my heart's, I call myself, I'm back home again. I call it the homecoming.
The homecoming.
I'm back home again in my heart and where I should be and in my placement in life. And it's important to find your placement, ladies and gents. That's another video for you bitches. So I feel like that's why it radiates off my skin in everything I do. So everything I do, I take pride in it. Like I'm walking a red carpet, and I do it for myself. But yet again, it all comes back to yourself. You feed. So it's about whatever I'm going to feed myself is what I'm going to eat, and that's how my body's going to feel. So I see it like that. It's like your body's a temple, that kind of thing. Are you religious?
Am I religious? I'm spiritual.
What does that mean?
It means that I that I believe in a higher being.
Okay.
I don't have a name for it. It doesn't have a sex. It's not a he or a she. However, there are things, most of it resonates within myself.
Okay. Because I'm Christian. Me and my boyfriend, we go to church. I took him to church. So I'm also very religious. People just don't know, but I think it's something that I want to share because I feel like a lot of people would never think that. They'll think, oh my goodness, how can a transgender woman be religious and go to church and believe in God? And I feel like that's also a big part of my healing, but something I never really mentioned, and I wanted to mention it today.
The church is very important to a lot of people.